Hey guys, what's up? It's FNAF Crafter 13 here, and welcome back to another video. In today's, sorry, I'm stuttering. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, as you can probably hear from your screen or whatever, I'm actually outside. Proof. I'm on my trampoline because look how beautiful this day is. Look. It's not going to be like this tomorrow, and I want to spend my last few days of spring break since I go back on the 23rd and it's the 21st. So I just want to spend my like my last 2 days of spring break just, doing outside activity stuff because it's so bright out here and it's so fun and it's also so warm. I cannot wait for summer, and it turned spring today. Yay. That's cool. But guys, in today's video, we're back with some more Five Nights at Freddy's movie stuff, and this is actually regarding to the very old move from when Five Nights at Freddy's was going to make a movie with Warner Brothers, but then of course lots of stuff occurred in Scott Cawthon, and I heard the executives, they both turned away, and that's pretty much all I know. This movie was going to release in 2016. So that means basically this movie, if it was real in an alternate universe, it would have been 10 years ago if this movie was real. And so recently, yesterday, we actually got a leaked script from this movie if it was gonna be real. And it says right here on this little tweet, and I'm going to read it all to you guys. So, get ready, guys. This is actually going to be the 2016 Warner Brothers script that was never used for the old Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And so, here we go. And, man, this is big. So, here we go. I think that this is from the script. So, let me read what it says. It says, also to clarify questions that we did receive regarding which version it was. No, this was not the Cassidy script. So, I guess there was multiple scripts. There was no character named Cassidy in this draft. The story followed a group of 4 nerdy friends who called themselves the Warlocks and made YouTube videos together. After stumbling upon the story of the dead security guard Mike, whose demise happens in the first few pages, and 5 missing children, the group decides to sneak out to the old abandoned pizza restaurant to investigate what really happened. Also, the owner was a totally different character. There was no William Afton in the script at all, which is ironic since we eventually had Matt sign it. Overall, I remember it having more of a group vibe like the Goonies or Stranger Things, with a pretty controversial setup story and lack real faithfulness to the source material and the FNAF lore. Based on Scott's minimal descriptions from this post, there are a couple of drafts. It could be F, Misfit Kids, Ghost Trackers, or whatever that means. It's hard to tell because elements of those 3 all sound familiar. Perhaps some details carried over from draft, for example. I recall the script did have a whole underground workshop and even an underground amusement park, but I don't remember because I don't remember any crazy government project element. I also remember the main kid's family was moving away from their town, and he might have had a single mom. Like I said, the plot was very similar and used a lot of storytelling tropes, so my memory is a bit hazy as it's been quite a while since I read it. While we deeply appreciate the enthusiasm that this has brought on out of people, as we mentioned, we are focused onwards and upwards and will not be entertaining any further discussions about the script or giveaway. If you chose to continue discussing it beyond what we've shared in this post, please respect our wishes and do so amongst yourselves without expecting any more from us, and accept these answers as we all have to give on the subject. Any existing questions will be answered by simply pointing to this post. And it cuts stuff at the bottom, so I don't know what the bottom says, because that's literally all. So yes, guys. So it says right here that that the story was gonna follow a group of nerdy teenagers going to this course who Sorry, let me calm myself down. So the story followed these group of friends who call themselves the Warlocks. They're nerds, they're teenagers, I assume, and basically they make YouTube videos just like I do. So that technically means that the story probably would have taken place around recent time, because if the movie took in place around the FNAF age, around like the 1990s, 1980s. YouTube obviously didn't exist until 2006, so YouTube didn't exist around that time. But if they're making YouTube videos, then that means it must have been like recent time, and I wouldn't be surprised if the movie actually took in place when this movie released, so 2016, because that's where YouTuber was. That's when YouTube was. Well, actually, no, YouTube was created in 2005. I'm sorry. So I actually saw this post right here. So this person actually made like a cool, I saw this on my computer during school on YouTube. It was a YouTuber who made a freaking Spring Bonnie and Scream suit for Matthew Lillard. And Matthew Lillard showed up to their like home, and the YouTuber surprised him. And they even have Matt sign the script. It's a confusing story. I don't know pretty much all, but there is the YouTuber Deducer. He made a video about this recently. Sorry if I can't say the right thing. It's kind of difficult for me to say because it's kind of confusing. I know it is confusing. But last I heard, this YouTuber got the script for the leaked movie, had Matthew Lillard sign it because it says it right there. I think you can see the word M, and it looks over there. I don't know what I don't know famous celebrity signatures, but of course, and at the bottom it says "I always come back," and at the top it says Five Nights at Freddy's, screenplay by Gil Kaner, Tyler Burden Smith, and based on the game by Scott Cawthon. So technically, this YouTuber had the script, Matthew signed it, and we finally got information about that script, in which it was actually just about, of course, let me address my thing. A group of 4 teenagers, which are nerds and call themselves the Warlocks, who make YouTube videos, go to abandoned Freddy's to figure out what really happened to the dead night guard, Mike Schmidt, and also the story of the 5 missing children. And I guess, of course, that's where the animatronics come alive. A whole bunch of shenanigans. Survive the night at Freddy's. And there is, what really makes me kind of upset, there is no William Afton. According to Deducer's video, the villain was just going to be named someone named Harold, which is just confusing for me. I don't know how. So I guess Harold Afton is the movie's antagonist. I'm sorry that I'm stuttering. I'm just confused and shocked. I'm going back inside. It's so hot out here. Maybe the heat is making me get like a little confusing. Alright, and we're back inside. So yes, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say. This is the 2016 Warner Brothers Five Nights at Freddy's movie the script, and that was unfortunately not used. And of course, Scott Cawthon, I think, parted away from Warner Brothers to make more differences. And then, of course, Scott Cawthon and Five Nights at Freddy's partner up with Blumhouse and the original director, Chris Columbus, which is just shocking. But, of course, Chris Columbus backed out of that project, and so on and so on. But, my guys, hope you enjoyed this video. That was the 2016 Warner Brothers original screenplay. 4 teenagers break into Freddy's, and I think, of course, madness ensues. Actually, this would really make a really cool plush movie, if I ever can make one. Actually, you know what? Screw it. This is my announcement for that movie. I'm gonna make a plush movie based on this screenplay. I'm actually serious. I just thought about it, and it sounds really good to film, and I would love to do that. But, guys, that was the original screenplay. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.